Thank you for tuning in to Mona Lisa Late Night. Grab your glass and let's get started. But before we get there, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got merchandise, we've got t-shirts, we've got cups, we've got totes, we've got everything you need. We've even got my book, Life After the Diagnosis. So, let's go ahead, grab your glass, bottoms up, let's start talking.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to Evenings with Mona Lisa. Oh, you guys are going to love the show tonight, Ante. But before we get started, you know what I'm going to tell you to do. Go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. There it is. Purchase the merchandise. We've got t-shirts, we've got cups, we've got all that good stuff. And you can also get my book. So please go to the website www.monalisamonroe.com. Click like and share the show, honey, tonight because we've got some magic going on tonight. Okay? These ladies need no introduction, but I'm going to let them introduce themselves because I am not going to give them justice. Who am I talking about? Oh, you better believe it. First off, we're going to talk to Miss Weekend. What's going on, lady? What's going on? And then, secondly, who? No other but Miss Love Pate.
Hey.
What's going on tonight, ladies?
Welcome.
Wait 1 second. I can't.
Can you hear me? Oh, it looks like you're muted, Miss Weekend. Well, when she figures that one out, we're going to do a short intro. There you go. Can you hear me now? Say hello, Miss Weekend. Okay, no, we can't hear you. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Oh, what happened? Okay, she's going to come back. All right, Miss Love Pate, you got the floor, honey. Please tell our listeners who you are and what you do, Miss Creative Thinker.
Well, hello, all the listeners of the Mona Lisa Monroe Evening Show. Hey, I am Love Pate of Love Affairs Wedding and Events. I am your event consultant and creative mastermind for event solutions. I assist people by taking their ideas and combining them with creative, cutting edge mediums to build a 3D event experience and expression that encompasses the essence of who they are, thereby allowing them to have an event that marks the major moments in their lives and creating an event for them to remember. Hi, that's me.
Whoa. Somebody rebranded themselves. That's what somebody have done. What in the world? That's amazing. When did you rebrand everything?
I'm actually, as you say that, I'm actually working on a full rebranding, which may eventuate in some slight changes in colors, and maybe even my name, trying to, target a different clientele. Kind of moving to more of, like Love's Couture Creations. I'm trying to, take it to the next level.
Take it to the next level. Well, honey, let me tell you, when I saw the car seats designed, I was like, you better go, Miss Love Pate. What in the world? When did you start doing car seat designs and
Okay,
stuff.
so let me tell you, it's all it all just births itself. Okay, so because I have a daughter, we call her the princess. She has been called a princess for as long as we can remember, right?
Right.
So when it comes to, she likes to ride in style. She's, I guess you call her my little spoiled diva. So I said, okay, we gonna pink out this car. So, but just can't just do it any old kind of way. So since I've started doing, like t-shirts and custom t-shirts,
right.
like, well, if I can customize shirts and sweatshirts and things, I can customize mats, I can customize seats, whatever you need. So that was her Christmas pink out surprise. And since you already know, from as long as you know her, everything I do for her, she always had me put a tiara on it. So we had to have a tiara in there. So yes.
Wow.
If, we creative solutions, we can be able to offer people whatever, right?
Right. So I'm gonna just, okay, somebody's echoing. Is that you, Lachey? Right. So I'm thinking you can't do two screens close by one another. Can you hear us though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yes, perfecto. So, Love, during your intro, and I do mean intro bio, you were stating that since you have done t-shirts and things like that, you said you might as well start doing car seat covers. Yeah, do you have just a picture or a clip or something to show that design of the car cover, seat covers?
Okay, because let me see. You taking me fast. You're like, okay, now I have it. Now, how to get it to where y'all can see it on this show?
It's gonna be a little hard. Oh my goodness!
No, I just gotta figure out how because I have it. It's just how I pull it up so where you can see it. Or, I can, if I had you on my phone, I'd just take you right on out to the car, because the car's in the garage, like she pays some bills.
What kind of car did you get her?
She has a Jetta. She has a
good.
Enough for everything.
Go ahead. What I call a princess. That's it. Go ahead, princess, with your Jetta. Now that we have you, Miss Weekend, go ahead and do your intro and your bio, my love. Go ahead, girl.
So, hi, my name is Aisha. I started Heartstrings by I always had a tagline of, when you want to be remembered, you send an unforgettable gift. Okay. So I love the stories behind it. I love interacting with my clients. I don't necessarily do invitations, 100 of them. Usually there's always a story behind everything that I have made. Therefore, specific occasions, get out the dog houses, get back in the house.
Get back in the house. Oh, that's right.
You might need to get back in the house.
So I have a couple of those things here with a few stories that I was sharing with Mona before we started. I love it.
I really want you. See, that's what I'm saying. I really want y'all, because when I tell my audience creative thinkers, the first thing they do is, okay, what do you mean? What do you mean? That's why I'm telling you, you ladies are the epitome of creative thinkers. If you guys get a chance, before the end of the show, we're going to, of course, tell everybody websites and things like that. But if you have anything around you that will show people how creative you guys are, and Love, I know I'm putting you on. You say I'm moving you fast, so we're going to have Aisha go first. Aisha, go ahead and show the things that Love you. This girl right here. Go ahead, Aisha. Go ahead.
So paper is my favorite medium. I do t-shirts and sweatshirts and all of those things, but paper is my absolute favorite. This one was actually done for a lady who was going through a couple of things, and her girlfriends wanted a pick me up. So it's actually a letter inside. I always write letters to the universe throughout my day, and I always say that you get love notes. You know, those days that you have and you're like nothing goes right, and then all of a sudden somebody says something, does something, or you see a symbol and you're like, oh man. So for me, my favorite word is love. But yeah, that's why I was like, oh, this is destiny.
I know.
My favorite word, love is on everything. So this one happens to say, dear me, be happy on purpose. Look for the rainbow when it's raining. Find the hope even when it's bleak. Choose forgiveness even when bitterness is easier. Choose love when it feels impossible. Make it a habit to choose joy as much as you possibly can, because life isn't meant to be lived in disappointment or frustration. It's not meant to be lived in hatred. It's meant to be lived laughing so hard your stomach hurts. It's meant to be filled with soft moments of love. It's meant to be filled with tight hugs that last for minutes. Life is meant to be lived happy. Love me. So
love it.
that
Man.
So
And that's done with paper.
yeah. So this was one. I had a couple of, it was some girlfriends, they were doing a girlfriend's lunch. They did one of those couture lunches. So I made them, they had little picnic baskets. Inside each of the picnic baskets was a personalized card that the hostess filled in. They had shot glasses, and there were a couple of different games. This was just one of them I had, but it is a tic-tac-toe board from paper, so that they could play.
That's crazy.
And this one was an odd request. His girlfriend loves skeletons, roses, and the color black. I was like, and he wanted
she must be Hispanic.
I don't remember, but he wanted he was doing a proposal. So he wanted to have, he was giving her small gifts. So it was kind of like an advent calendar, but it is a book. So there were a bunch of little boxes.
Oh my God.
And he filled them with, this was just a mock-up, but he filled them with things that were mementos to them. And then something that she could keep.
Wow.
And she taking creativity to the whole nother level.
I love paper. And this is actually for one of my clients. It's her granddaughter.
Oh my God.
But I can't. I'll take it out the frame. So that was
wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give me one of those with my son in front of that.
Yeah.
And this momentum box. That's nice.
And
now look at this.
This is a locker. A lady is starting a new journey for herself for this beginning of the year. So this opens, and inside it's a little, it's like a little journal.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And love is on everything.
That's what I'm saying.
That is awesome. Now, Aisha on TikTok and Facebook, she'll have the video, right? And she'll be putting this stuff together in the video, and you'll see it just magically just happen.
See, I gotta get where on that, because I'm telling you, TikTok is.
We were just talking about it. I need to figure it out.
We got to figure it out. Because it's magical the way you could do so many things on TikTok. Now, paper is your thing, and I promise, I think Love's thing is flowers, and I could be wrong. But what she can do with a flower, I think I have a photo. I'm gonna have to post it.
Yes. Okay. You have this thing called share. Let me see if I can share and get to my. I don't know if I need two screens. Let me see, because I I know
I think
what
it just pulls into the computer if you hit
right.
share.
And then my Facebook is up. Some of my stuff is on my Facebook.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
see. Let me see if this will work. Let me listen. We're gonna
Yeah.
figure out here in just a second.
Well, while you're doing that, because you know I
Okay.
can talk, but but all the while, I'm just like, okay, I'm that girl that has the vision. I know what I want things to look like. I'm just the one that can't really put it together. Now I try. I'm good at trying. But I was telling Aisha that my sister is Martha Stewart, honey. She can, I'm talking about interior decorating is her thing. Now, for
Mm.
me, I'm like, I'll pay for somebody to get it done. But I know what I want my place to look like. Now, I'm okay. I'm not horrible. But I mean, I would rather, I'm looking at TikTok like, oh my gosh, because people are redoing their homes and everything else. So let me ask this, Aisha.
Mm-hmm.
What made you start your journey of being creative and start, working with your hands in such a manner?
My grandmother always was crafty. She liked to make things. I have always been fascinated with giving heartfelt gifts. That was always my thing. Um, Down to, I think I remember one time I gave someone a key that didn't open anything. It was just a found key. But I said it was the key to my heart. And I think I might have been 11.
Oh, wow.
So always just trying to come up with something that was creative to share. My mother crochets. Like everyone that I know has some sort of creative, and Andrea can cook her tail off. I wish I could
Wow.
cook. But
Wow. Yeah,
so
she
yeah,
can. She slams.
I need a plate right now.
She slams, honey. Trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So,
that
well,
but yeah, that definitely got it started. It definitely got it started. And then I had been in a relationship, and the person had told someone, like, she's really creative. And I met the person that they had spoken to, and she said, you know what, you are too creative to ever have to complain about money.
now that's real right there.
And she said, I need 10 cards. Just tell me how much it is. And that's
Yeah.
what started it, actually.
That so literally when God said that everything that you need is right
Is it in
here,
your
it's
hand?
no, it's no joke. It really, really is. You
Mhm.
do not need to be broke when you have something in you that can be monetized. Love, what made you start your creative journey in doing love affairs, formerly known as love affairs?
Well, so I'm an architect, and then there was a point in the country when I guess the economy was kind of like on a downturn, and so when the economy started going on a downturn, banks wasn't lending money. And it didn't matter how great your design was, they wasn't lending money to these companies that were building whatever it was, apartments, buildings, and so
Mhm.
people were losing their jobs. What they say, architects became like starving architects, literally, and that's
Wow.
because of the economy. So I said, well, God, you've given me this creative ability to be able to think in 3D, see something, somebody talk about it, but be able to see it at the end. So
Mhm.
how can I use these gifts and still be able to create, but create in a different way and be able to bless people? So that's how I came up with Love Affairs. Most people didn't realize it was my name until they got to know me. So you get some interesting things at first, but the idea was when I first started, I wanted to take the gifts that
Hey,
that God had
Janai.
given me, and use them to be able to now, where before I was building, buildings. Now I'm
Mm.
building people's events, but it became even more of a ministry because I got the opportunity to get up and close and personal with people and help them celebrate like really special occasions, the weddings,
Right.
their first
Right.
home. You know, those are moments that oftentimes, depending on how busy your life is, you don't get to celebrate like you want to.
Right.
Well, this has just allowed me to use the gifts that I had in school of design. I'm just design now. Instead of designing your home, which I still can do, I'll design your event,
Yeah.
or a shirt, or, a backdrop. And so,
Right.
so
Right.
that's how I got there. And then everyone in my family too are creative in some way. My mom, I just told her, I gave her business for this year. I called her, I said, Mom, it's going to be called Design on a Dime. And her name is Danette, but she calls herself D. I said, so it's D's Design on a Dime, because everybody can't always get a interior decorator. Everybody can't afford that. But my
Right.
mom learned how to macrame. She's learned how to take, like, she sent me a picture the other day of Dollar Tree dish towels that she turned into curtains for her kitchen to match her kitchen decor. So she had the Chef Boyardee kind of plaid, the towels, and made curtains. So this shows people, this can allow people to still decorate their space, but you may not be able to go spend $10,000 or $5,000 on an interior decorator. So I told her, I said, now if you don't do nothing with it, then that's on you. But
well, that's true.
People, you take washcloths and the sponge. She used to take like the little sponges that we use and turn that into a decoration in the bathroom with the washcloth.
Wow.
So it's just being able to repurpose things that people see every day and now using it as a decoration.
And I'm gonna tell you, the pandemic made you dig deep.
What?
Well, you had to.
The pandemic came through, and it was like, okay, I cannot go to work. I cannot go to the whatever. So how do I make money? And I sit back and I look at 2020 and I said, man, whoever thought of making masks, whoever thought of hand sanitizer, whoever thought of anything dealing with that pandemic is now millionaires. And so you think back and you say, okay, what can I do that's going to benefit me during this process or during this pandemic that people might want to buy or whatever.
Right.
And you're at home most of the time. So you want to decorate. You look around and you say, oh, you there. I want to like what I look at the house. And so being decorations or people that's doing decorations, what they call it DIY or do it yourself or whatever, it's up because people are now at home and they're realizing I need to change some stuff. I want to make stuff pretty. So that's where we are. And so if someone wants to order something or get something from you, Aisha, how can they say, okay, what do I do? Or if someone wants to make something or buy something, what would you say to them? Would you say, I'll do it for you? Or would you branch off and say, do you want to learn? How do you go about doing that?
I can actually do both. If it's something that I've made that they're interested in, I have no problem doing a one-on-one. And they just reach out to me, Facebook, anything, message me, and we'll exchange phone numbers and we can work it out from there. If it is something that they do not want to do themselves, we we talk, and usually when they want it made for someone, it's like I want them going on the other person's social media, kind of stalking them, seeing what type of personalities they are. You just gather a lot from people of what they share and to make it more personalized. And then if it's something that they, just have a quick question about, I always tell them YouTube University. I spend countless hours on YouTube University because there are some bright, brilliant, beautiful minds out there that have shared a plethora of information. Yes, you got to dig through it, listen to it, And
Wow.
when people always tell me, "Oh, you make it look so easy," I was like, "Yeah, that's why I got paid for it, because it's been a lot of time. And that's why I can look that easy."
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. What about you, love? Would you, I mean, do you just, I'm willing to teach you or let me do
So,
it for you?
well, I mean, I think it's both. I think as leaders, period, you always want to be able to, enable somebody to be able to do something themselves if that is their desire. I think keeping in mind the reason why you don't care about teaching somebody is because we're all uniquely created and nobody's going to be able to do it like you. So teaching them just gives them the opportunity to be able to put their own unique gift onto something that has no limits. And
Mm,
so though I specialize in wanting to come in and be able to do it for them, really reaching towards that really busy, clientele that don't have the time, but should celebrate. I think too often we don't celebrate enough. And so this is just, giving somebody a way to be able to celebrate those special moments and not having to take on the worry of
yeah.
planning an event.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I mean, I think both categories,
Yeah.
because there's really there's no limits to this field. There's
Mhm.
enough space out there for everyone.
And
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. As black women, you know how they say, you know what the rumor is, or the stuff that's negative. Black women can't do this. They can't get together. They can't work together. Blah 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 blah. But do you find in this particular area that its creative space is majority black people, or is it a broad span of colors? Do you find, if you were to go to a workshop of some sort, or you ask about different things, do you see your image in these circles, or is it, you know what I mean?
Depending on, well, I'll speak for myself, depending upon the circle you go to. So of course, if I go to one that is catered towards Black women, of course they will be there. But I've gone to a few national ones, and we are the we aren't the presenters. We aren't the people who are making the money from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We are definitely the consumer in that particular arena, which is sad. Because we're some very talented and creative people. It's just having the opportunity. We have a few little people here and there, little chocolate chips, as I say, sprinkled around a cookie. But
Oh,
there's definitely, more room is being made and space is being held, but we definitely haven't shattered through that glass ceiling yet.
wow, that's hard to even wrap my brain around because we are so creative. What about you, love? Do you find a lot of African Americans in the event coordinating space?
Well, so if you look at just the top five, it's not African American female in any of the top five. We do get to an African American male as the fifth one, like the top in the country.
Mm,
But I remember when I first started my business, I was I don't want to say like told not really to put my face on my it was almost like show your work, but it was like but my face wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? When I first started, it was almost like I was advised not to do that.
what?
You see a little bit more of us now, but I think most of this arena has been carved out, what I'm saying, by others. And so it's taken a little bit more for us to get, what I'm saying, to be able to get our piece of the pie. Let's just put it like that. And we are very creative. And the interesting part, when I was just doing some research just this week, the amount of money that they're paying some of these top designers for the least little bit of creativity is ridiculous. I was like, I'm in the
You
wrong
know,
because
okay.
I think the details, like I love, like I'm in the details, like I'm in the flower, like I care about the details. But I'm like, when I look and I'm like, you just tied a knot on this napkin and set it on the plate and put a little square in the center, and they paid you like $50,000. I was like, wow.
Now, be honest. Do you find yourself undervalued or not? You feel like maybe I'm not going to charge that much because of whatever. Because you could charge the same thing.
So let me tell you, and I think a lot of it. So I will say that most people, a lot of people do not understand the cost of the event planner. When I first got into the business, I was the person that the client wanted to pay the least, but I'm the person that holds the biosphere together. So when you're the person and you hand in checks to vendors, that's more than what you're gonna make out of the event. You like, but I'm the person that holds it all together. And so it took a little bit, what I'm saying, to begin to realize and help people understand there's value there's value, and there's a lot my time cost. Now, so it's a balance, and I'm going to say for me, I can only speak for myself. I have to balance my aspect of value of time as well, because I find myself even as recently as not putting the amount on it that I should have, that other people are being paid for. And I know how much time I spend in it. And I know they probably didn't get even as much detail as I spend in it. And so it's a balance.
So, okay. So okay, I'm gonna ask a question, but I'm gonna let you answer that, Aisha. Do you feel like you are undervalued because of the way you price your stuff?
For me?
Yeah.
Or either one?
Aisha.
Oh, a quick story. I remember when I first started, I had a client who was buying a card for his now wife, but his fiance every month leading up to her birthday. And after we did like the first two, he was like, I can't pay you this. You're not charging me enough. I said, listen, say less. Don't say no more. And I said I had to have a sit and talk with myself, because something as simple as glue, I paid $30 a bottle for a little bottle of glue,
Wow.
paper. And like even now, like the pandemic, these prices are going through the roof. And then just timing. And I mean, even just, and I can't even imagine being an event coordinator. I'll take my hat off to you, because not only do you have to deal with the client's personality, you have to deal with the other vendor's personality. And oh, baby, does the liquor store know your name? Because Starbucks and the
all the above, honey.
Ooh.
And I'm going to be honest with you. When I started my style, I have a style architect, is a wardrobe styling consultant, right? And I was doing it in Austin. I was doing it in Dallas. And literally, I had to teach myself how to be okay when people say, I can't afford you. I can't pay that. Because what I would do is I would go, oh, okay, well, let me lower it. Or, okay, well, what do you feel like you could do? Whatever. Baby, let me tell you something. TikTok has a voiceover that says that what does it say? It says you don't ask Louis Vuitton for a lower price. You don't ask Coach for a lower price. You pay the price. So don't feel like I should lower my price because of you. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afford me, then don't pay for me. Right. And it sounds arrogant, it sounds conceited, but it is so true. You will starve messing with people.
But I mean, if I hire Love to do my party, that she is a luxury item. Her
Okay.
services are a luxury. If I hire you to be my stylist, you are a luxury item because I can walk to the store myself. I am hiring your expertise. I am hiring your time. I am hiring your connections. I am hiring you. So when you go out to get these custom things, it's like, but those are luxury items.
And
Baby.
the interesting thing about what you said is very little people think like that. Okay.
But you know what? We have to train them to
Right.
think
You have
like
to
that.
train them, because when I was, in school and I was studying, a lady, she was from, I think, Britain, England, right? She said, all money ain't good money and free don't feed the kids. And so she said, so she taught us. And
Hello.
And I think when you first start out in business, you're like, oh, I gotta get an event, I gotta get whatever. And
Yeah, because you're starving.
you're starving and you're trying to get something moving,
Yeah.
And so she said, she taught us how to, you go and you do your proposal. And she says, and if they can't afford the number, she says, okay, well, I will keep your proposal in my files. Please contact me
when you're able.
When you are able to afford my services. I just talked to a friend last night. She said she has a friend who does event planning. Her event planning business, her main business, she does not accept your business unless it's 50,000. Okay.
Oh.
Period.
Oh.
50,000 above. So what she did was she created a kind of like a, what you call it, a sub business, like a, now sub don't mean low. That mean like 30,000.
It's less than 50.
Okay. All right. But she don't work those events.
She subs it out.
She subs out. So like, I'm an event planner. I can come in and get a percentage of her net, like her, let's call her sub company. Right.
Yeah.
So she created people who still want people to say, oh, I got this type of design order, but can't afford this $50,000. And so that when I was talking to her last night, I was like, wow. So you really got to get to that point. And she said her friend is anal about it. She said people get all excited and blah, blah, blah. And she'll talk to them and she'll say, well, what's your budget? And they'll say 40,000. She said, oh, I'm so sorry. We're booked.
You know what? I'm not there yet, but I'm trying to get there. I'm really seriously, because you do not go to Mercedes-Benz. You do not go to BMW. You
Tesla. You don't go to any of them.
You don't go to any of them looking for a discounted car. You just don't. So when you look Aisha up, when you look Love up, when you look Mona Lisa up, you know that you're getting. I was going to break it down. You finna. You're getting ready to pay for a luxury. Aisha, I'm stealing that from you. We are luxuries because you can get in your car and do it yourself. You can.
YouTube University.
And you know what affected a lot? So what affected a lot of event planners was Pinterest and DIY. I'm just going to be honest. Everybody is a DIY. Until you get in there to do the event and you start asking them questions and half of the stuff ain't done.
Yeah.
Or you done oiled up these balloons and they starting to shrink on you. You're like, wait, what happened?
Or you know what I'm saying? Or you say, you don't know how to use it. Well, you don't know how to use the helium. Are the wedding favors done? Are the okay, it's the night before your wedding. You got 300 guests. You mean they're not done? Like, you understand what I'm saying? So it affected it in a way, but even with a DIY bride, you still can be able to come in and add value and show her. So, because you really got to show her all the things that she missed. Because in most cases, by the time you get to them, they are stressed out. Because if this is something that my passion, these aspects don't trip me out. But if this is something you just woke up and decide, I'm going to plan my wedding today, all of the minute details, all of the meetings, all
No.
of the different things will absolutely stress you out. And so it's like by the time you get them, you be like, oh, I wish you would have called me 30 days ago or 60 days ago, because they're literally, I mean, they're in like a frantic kind of mode.
I can tell a person straight off the top, and you ladies know, you can tell a person straight off the top whether they are one of those types that really don't want to hire you, but yet they want to be able to control the situation through you. Like, for instance, you get a bride and she hires an event coordinator, and yet she wants to call everybody, deal with the vendors. She want to control the situation. Or Aisha, they hire you to make something, and then they say, well, I thought this would help if you add this to Aisha. Am I lying?
And they think it's so easy. Just add that.
Just take that, just put that right down in the corner. And you're like,
why don't you change? And you know, me putting some clothes on people, oh my God, I don't wear that. Right. Because if you did, you
wouldn't need me.
You wouldn't. That ain't my color. Right. I'm trying to open you up to some new colors. I'm telling you, it was, oh my goodness. I was hired by women who either hate shopping or they don't know what to wear, you know, and they were in a rut. So they always call you around birthday time.
They need an outfit.
Anniversary time. And honey, I would be like, oh Lord, because that is the time. No, my favorite was doing the closet detox. People were connected, and I'm talking about to clothes that they haven't worn in years. But they said, I'm going to get to that size again.
One day.
And I'm not mad at you. But until that time, you need to go and let the closet, you know, go and clean it out. And then some people had 5 closets with clothes that are still brand spanking new in the closet. And so I kid you not, it was one lady that had 4 closets. And she hired me to do a closet detox. And I'm looking at all of these clothes with tags and stuff like that. And I said, why aren't you wearing the clothes that you just purchased? She wouldn't wash. She would wear some stuff, bag it up, and then go buy some more clothes. She never repeated her clothes.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you. And I said, I love you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I said, this is a mental thing. What you got going on? You don't like to wash your clothes, so she would just go buy new ones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And for me, a person with 4 closets, 3 closets, and you still have tags, is something mentally going on. Because literally, if you haven't worn something within 3 months, it's time for you to let that thing go. Jeanette, definitely mental. Definitely.
And
you have to, I mean, I'm just being real. If you have a closet full of tags,
right,
you haven't put them on, that's a problem. You do not go shopping because you don't want to wash. Something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
And you know, and from like, and I can see that from your aspect, but then think about it from, you know, like talk about the control as it relates to being an event planner. You know, I had a person that we had to go to the post office to pick stamps. I was like, ma'am, if I can't pick stamps, I don't know why you hired me. Like, we had to go together to pick stamps, like the stamp that go on the invitation that I had. So
No, she
It-
don't want no. She doesn't want
Mm.
to. She don't want a event
She
coordinator.
don't want no event coordinator. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Or she
And
didn't want love.
she didn't want me. She didn't want me. Want somebody else, but she just didn't want me. 'Cause
So, ladies, what would you tell? What would you tell a person that wants to start in your field? They're ready to go. They've got these creative juices flowing. What would be the first thing that you would tell someone that is wanting to start in your lane? We can start with Aisha. Go ahead.
It's just a lot of research. I think for mine is it needs to stay together for more than one day. So, there's a lot of research that goes behind how are you going to assemble this for it to stay together. Because if
Oh,
you're paying
wow.
$50 and stuff start falling off in a couple of months, you're gonna be upset.
really,
So it's a lot
Yes.
more to do with construction. And
Mm,
it's
that's
just a
good.
lot of education behind it. Finding vendors. And then where are you going to go to for help? Because vendors come, vendors go.
Mm, wow.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Wow. What about you, love?
so I would say find your niche, because there's so many aspects of event planning. When you first come in, you want to do everything, and you can't. So one of the things I had to do with my business is I decided there are some events or some things that don't fit my brand. I'll do your wedding, but I'm not doing your bachelorette and your bachelor party. It doesn't
Mm,
fit my brand. Get your maid of honor, somebody to do that. So you have to find what you do best and
Mhm.
hone that. And then as you hone that, then I think doors are open up for other things to
mm,
what I'm saying, to venture out in. I think it's too broad to start out saying I'm doing everything. And
mm.
you'll find yourself overwhelmed and even even almost disappointed, because you'll be like, so find those couple of things in there that you do well and hone in on those things. And then also know your value. I
Mhm.
think when you know who you are, the value of your time, your worth, it'll be a lot easier to turn business away that don't fit. What I'm
Your
saying,
brand.
you don't fit your brand.
Right.
So I think that's very important,
Oh yeah, because I'll refer somebody else to somebody else in a heartbeat.
right? Because
Absolutely.
it just don't fit. They just
And
It
don't
can't
feel
even
bad.
fit.
they don't fit. I mean, I've had several things. You have people that are either very controlling. You have people that's trying to keep up with the Joneses, and then like they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, and they'll be like, I had a person come to me. They was like, I'm a CEO of a company. And that's fine that you want to tell me that, but when you only got $5,000 budgeted for your daughter's wedding, don't tell nobody else that.
Mm, mm,
When you
See,
when you want me
mm.
to take the cutlery off the proposal, don't tell nobody else that. Like, what we gonna eat on? Like, cause I don't do plastic. So
oh,
it's just, and those are the things that you find, because
woo.
it's like sometimes, especially with amongst us, we always want to upstage. And it's okay. Like, let me create an event for you for where you are, because
Right.
having a room and putting $6,000 worth of furniture in, and you got 10 people, and we got Dollar Tree vases, they don't even make no sense. But you
See,
have people that are like that. I'm gonna go spend $10,000 on this venue, put $6,000 worth of furniture, then I don't have no money for flowers. I don't have no money. Like,
but
but
see, that's when the education of it all comes in. You know what I mean? Because an event coordinator knows how to budget things. They know where to put the most money. They know that kind of stuff. You're excited. You want your wedding to look a certain way. You have no idea.
but
You
people
have
have to
no
be open to it.
idea.
Yeah, but I'm saying people have to be open to it. What you will find in a lot of cases is they aren't educated, but they're not open. That's what I'm saying. When I say people don't always see the value in your planner, that is what your planner is trying to do. Let me get you the biggest bang for your buck. But oftentimes, because they want to do it themselves, by the time they got to you, they've lost a couple $1,000. They done spent on the core items that can never be used. They tried to glue together Dollar Tree stuff that's falling apart. You know, it's and not saying there's anything wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything wrong with getting anything from Dollar Tree or anything like that. You know, because you can take stuff and make stuff really creative. It's all in
I've seen it.
It's all in how you construct it. Don't get me wrong, because I can make some things. But what I'm saying is you have to be open to as she said, we're a luxury item. Our expertise comes with us. Our mistakes that we've made in the field also comes with us.
Right.
So like I'm not going to go and repeat that same mistake with you if I made this before. But oftentimes people are not open to be educated by the person that they've hired because they feel they know more.
Right. And I'm a firm believer of this. You plan if your business isn't certified in some kind of way. It's a hobby that you got going on. Everybody want to be a DJ. Everybody want to be an event planner. Everybody want to be, a decorator. Everybody wants to be one. But until you put some legal documents on what you got going on, you can't go charge people an arm and a leg if you're not certified. You can't go. You need an EIN messing around with some dollars. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. Yes, you can cook chicken, but everybody can't be a business owner.
Yeah, because you have some insurance in case that chicken makes somebody sick and they start coming for your house, your kitchen, and your
everything.
And the spoon and the fork you cook that chicken with.
Be stripped down because
one thing I have, you know what I'm saying? One thing I have learned is if you call yourself a business owner, if you call yourself a legitimate type of establishment, you need some paper. You need some paper on, put some respect on this name, put some paper on that business. You know what I mean? So before I go, ladies, you get a great opportunity to tell everybody how we can connect with you. We want to know how to find you, where to purchase, how to hire, all the above. And Love, we're going to start with you on that one.
All righty. So you can reach out to me in several ways. I am on Instagram at Love Affairs Events. Or if you don't remember Love Affairs, it's just Love. You can inbox me on both of those. I also have Love Affairs on Facebook and my Love Pig on Facebook as well. They can reach me on my cell phone. I don't, that's on there. My my cell phone is 214-641-3780. And if you reach me during the day and I'm working, but just send me a message. I promise I'll respond back to you. Because I do have a full-time during the day. But the goal is to shift out of my full-time though, because I don't think God has created me to work for somebody else for all my life. I think the creative juices, he's trying to just gear me into a place where I can, what they say, make my own mark on the biosphere. So
there you go. Yeah. Hi. Aisha, ma'am.
Yes, I am on Facebook. You can Aisha Weekend. You can reach me there. Send me a message. I am a teacher, so during the day, especially just send me a message. I will respond. Instagram as well. I am there. All of those ways to get in touch with me. And like I said, usually after 3:30 is definitely a better time, but I respond throughout the day. So, and just like Love, need to get out. 23 years in teaching. It is time to exit stage left and let someone younger
Yeah,
Add that
I
to it.
hear you. I hear you. And this is an opportune time too, because baby, let me tell you something. This pandemic is making people think
Well, yeah,
about.
and then for me, that's another reason why I said teaching when someone reaches out and they want to know is because
Mm,
that's what I do. So it's like I might as well just translate those skills elsewhere. Like my principal used to say, she's like, if you don't like it here, you can always translate your skills someplace else.
that's
That's what
Like,
she
right.
would tell
okay.
us new teachers who
That's
came in and they
right.
didn't like it. I
Shoot,
said,
that's
whoa,
true.
child.
That's
Then
true.
people, I think, even as relates to events, people can also, and they reach out and they can come, like almost like as an apprentice. I mean, I'm gonna be
Mm,
honest, teaching event planning. I could teach you the phonics of event planning, but it's a hands-on
mm,
business. You gotta be in the mix of it and see, understanding the flow of a wedding, being
mm,
able to, work between all the different clients and the different aspects and running
Mm,
between 10 vendors. It's a
mm.
hands-on thing. So I know for myself, teaching, yes, but I think reaching out, in regards to coming and working event, with myself, event planners always need
People.
assistance. They always need
I heard that. I want you ladies to share this video, put it on your page, let everybody know about you and what you're doing. Of course, it's going on all of mine, but I
Mhm.
want you ladies to let this video be a commercial for you, per se, so you can bring some money and bring some business. I was saying on the morning show that for 2022, we're going to promote. We're going to shift a lot of gears. We're going to have people on the show that I'm pretty much wanting to put people on. You know what I mean? Last year we had a foster care. It was a woman that started a foster care business, and she was on the show. And after the show, someone donated her a home, a
Oh, that's so
like
nice.
the kids say, a whole house.
Yeah,
And so she transformed that house to a foster care home. So soon as
that's
they get out
awesome.
of the foster care system, they go there. And then another person, it was an 11-year-old girl, she was on the show, and she made STEM kits from her own two hands. She was making STEM little scientific projects type thing, little robots and stuff like that. She was on the show, baby. After that show, Atlanta, some person in Atlanta picked her up and started sponsoring her. So
Oh
you
wow.
never know. The show is broadcasted over the United States. I mean, I got folks from Louisiana to Washington that watch the show. So I want you ladies to know that this show, you might not think that it's viral or whatever, but it is. They'll troll you, they won't say nothing, but they'll see what's going on and they'll comment, post, or whatever. So I want you ladies to click like and share, put it on your pages, whatever the case may be. I want you ladies to blow up, and when you do, holler back at your girl, come back on the show, let me know how this show helped you or whatever. I love you. I want y'all to get together and do something, because
We
We
both
need
of you
to.
ladies,
We really do.
Serious.
both of
Yeah.
you ladies are incredible. And I see you doing an event and all of that together. I want you guys to connect. So after the show, connect, change emails, whatever. Thank you for coming on tonight. I want you back. I
Oh.
want you back. Now, when you come back,
Mhm.
I want to be able to see some stuff and see some videos and all that good stuff.
Because I got to work on my reels and all these things because the
All that
stuff
good
is out
stuff.
there, because I just did one here recently for at New Year's. So I got a couple, some things going
Yeah, and
on.
Aisha, you already know I need some stuff.
I
So,
like that the
Oh,
book with all
thank
the
you.
boxes. Ooh.
oh my gosh,
Mm.
girl, we was gonna hire her to do something for the organization that I'm over here in Garden City, and it was gonna be masked, right, Aisha?
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm ready for. Here I am thinking that it's just gonna be a mask. She sent some samples. Somebody, is this okay? I'm like, oh my god. So yeah,
Some
nothing.
details.
Nothing is small with her. So hopefully you guys can connect. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. We got a few more comments. Let me see what we got here. Let's see. Great conversation about business. Hey, thanks, Jeanette. Thomas Von Rent. Not sure what that means, but I'm sure you will let me know afterwards. Anyway, okay, ladies, thank you. I'm gonna release you and let you go. And the universe phrase I absolutely love.
You know it. Love is my favorite word. I'm telling you.
It is. It is.
You guys, please connect. Please connect. Thank you again for coming on. Love you. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.